Okay, let's exchange rooks. Check, block, more annoying checks, another block, more checks. What now? Have you ever found yourself in situations like this, when you are completely winning but your opponent forces a draw, or even worse, if you stalemate your opponents on purpose? Today we are going to talk about how to avoid stalemate so you don't have to smash your keyboards. First tip is keep it simple and don't overkill it. I know that it can be satisfying to have many queens on the board, but that just make a room for error bigger. For example, we can deliver checkmate very easily here, but if you want to promote another queen, then it's just gonna be stalemate, because this file is covered and this file is covered before, so no matter that we have 3 queens, we stalemate our opponent and it is draw. Our tip number 2 is don't take all the pawns, because if you stalemate your opponent on purpose and he have no legal square with his king, he can always play with his pawns or his other minor piece. So this little guy can be a help of health, so if you don't have to, don't kill it. Our next tip is always give check when you can, because when you give check you make sure that you won't blunder something and you won't force a stalemate. This tactic is also especially good if you play bullet or blitz chess, and just don't overthink it, just give it the simple check. You don't have to be the best move, but you will find the checkmate eventually. Just follow this rule, give random checks, don't overthink it, and you will finish the job eventually. Our next tip is get familiar with basic stalemate patterns and don't fall in the trap, because black will try to set up the set stalemate pattern and you must be familiar with it. For example, if you just make random moves here, black will try to set the stalemate trap and you don't fall it, because if you make some random moves, black will have no squares where to go and this will be stalemate. For example, in this study we can give even faster stalemate if you don't know what to do. If you try to cut off the king's root, you just give stalemate because king don't have where to go. Also, we can give stalemate with the rook. If we just don't be careful, black will try to hide on the corner and it can force a stalemate. Eventually he don't have squares to go, so it is a draw. Instead, what you should do is make random moves with the rook, and black can go to the d8 because it will be a stalemate. So just force him to go to the corner. Again, he don't have to. He can go to the e8 because you give a checkmate, and he just go to the corner. But eventually he have no squares to go, and he must go opposite to your king, and you deliver checkmate then. Our next tips is just a study. Study examples from the stalemates. You can study on Elite Chess or you can study on chess.com, wherever do you like. This is position from a YouTuber chess nerd, and he forced a draw in this situation, and it is very satisfying draw. I will show you the line. His opponent set the stalemate trap, and all he has to do is mate in one with his rook. But chess nerd have one resource, and he give checks, and he give checks to the white king. And if white king took the rook, it would be stalemate because black have no legal moves to play. So he ran away with his king, and black just harassed the king. King have no place to hide, just give checks. Black tried to hide the other way, but it is hopeless, and eventually white have to took the black rook, and it was a draw. And but if you look very careful to the starting position, it wasn't a stalemate. We will show what white should do. If black gives the check, white goes where he did in the game, and after a couple of moves later, we get to the position where white can save the win. And you can find the move if you want. What is the move that saved the game for white? we have bishop and rook ready to deliver a checkmate, but we have problem with the king. So only move that saves the game for us is we block the check with our bishop, and the black have legal moves, and it won't be a draw, so we will save the game. So that was the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something, and we will see you in your next video. Bye.